You're listening to Puma Podcast.
Hi, I'm Franco Luna, Puma Podcast. You're listening to Teka Teka News. In this episode,
Kakagaling lang namin sa Simba. Fast forward, nakita ko yung video. At first, naging familiar ako dun sa helmet, hindi dun sa bike actually. And ayun nga, nalaman ko nga, nagkaroon din ng ganong incident yung dad ko. And nakita ko rin yung picture ng car. Nakita ko na rin yung bike. Nanghina talaga ako, bigla na lang umupo na lang ako. Just took deep breaths kasi hindi ko alam na ganun yung nangyari sa dad ko kasi hindi niya sinabi yung buong detalye kasi.
you've seen the viral video clips. You've seen the press conference of the Quezon City Police Chief with the dismissed cop. Nagkaroon na rin ng Senate hearing. Now let's take a look at the family affected by the Welcome Rotonda road rage.
Hindi ko alam na ganun yung nangyari sa dad ko kasi hindi niya sinabi yung buong detalye kasi. But ayun nga, as scrolling through social media, nakita ako yung una nakakita.
That's Earl Bandiola. He's a freshman civil engineering student at National University. He was talking about the viral video that saw his dad figuring in a road rage incident. You've probably seen clips of Wilfredo Gonzalez pulling out his gun at a cyclist for hitting his car. And you've probably also seen Gonzalez's reaction to the uproar on social media.
Ang pakiusap ko lang po sana, kasi masyado na po tayo sa social media ngayon. Sana yung mga vloggers, sana maging responsable sila. Hindi nila alam ang punot-dulo. Marami kagad magko-comment. Nakita na kasalanan. Hindi naman nila nakita yung tunay na pangyayari, yung umpisa. Mula sa ganung lugar, malayo, mahirap po yun. Yun lang po masasabi ko, sana maging responsable po tayo ng vloggers.
Baka tinanong nyo rin, what could have possibly happened off camera that would have justified pulling a gun on the cyclist? Here's what we know about Wilfredo Gonzalez. He was a dismissed cop. From 1990 to 2015, he faced legal cases ranging from frustrated homicide to grave threat. At the Senate hearing, he insists that he was the victim and that he acted in self-defense.
Humingi po ako ng kapatawaran sa inyong lahat na hindi po ako nakapagpigil na mabatukan siya. Kasi nga, ang haba ho nung habulan namin eh. At masakit po kasi sa loob ko yung suntukin yung kotse ko at dirty finger ako sa mukha. Yung bangga po niya sa bumper, initial na bangga niya, pwede ko pa kong patawarin eh, Your Honor.
At yung press conference ng QCPD para kay Wilfredo, ang tanong ko, saan ka nakakita ng press conference ng pulis para sa suspect? Except we all know the answer to that already. Malamang dito rin sa Pilipinas. Do you remember the case of Jose Antonio San Vicente? He's the driver who ran over a security guard in Mandaluyong City, and instead of getting out, ran him over again. Here's how that press conference went, just to jog your memory.
A very unfortunate incident wherein one SUV nakasagasa po ng guard. Siguro out of confusedness, no? Medyo na-rattle po yung driver. Instead of heeding at stopping para tulungan po yung nabangga, siya po ay tumakbo. Siguro dahil out of fear, dahil nga yung guard ay may armas, maaring natakot po yung tao mismo.
That's then PNP officer in charge, Vicente Danao. And you heard right, he was practically exonerating for San Vicente. How did that case end? Well, a Mandaluyong court dismissed the frustrated murder charges filed against him, even despite the viral evidence. Bakit ganyan ang sistema ng katarungan sa Pinas? Sana all may VIP treatment sa presinto, ano? But back to Gonzalez. The city government of Quezon City is seeking to charge Gonzalez with several offenses, including grave threat, slander by deed, reckless imprudence, physical injuries, and violation of the Comprehensive Firearms and Ammunition Regulation Act. But there were questions too about how the QCPD treated a former police officer.
May dalawang taga-Galas at mayroong isang taga-Kamaning na pumuntang Quezon Avenue. That's the first set of policemen. The second set of policemen are the Kamaning traffic investigators.
That's Attorney Ralph Kalinisan of the Quezon City People's Law Enforcement Board or QC-PLEB. Alam na rin natin, the chief of the QCPD eventually resigned from his position over the backlash.
So hindi inaresto ng first responders, dinala nila ito sa Kamuning Traffic Investigators. They call that incident a traffic incident. So from that Kamuning police station, since pang-traffic lang daw sila, they brought it to Galas, wherein there are certain allegations na may nangyaring aregluhan.
Lawyer Raymond Fortun filed a case against 3 officers over their alleged failure to protect the cyclist in the viral altercation. Quezon City Hall said that both the cyclist and the driver were brought to the Kamuning police station after the whole thing was considered a traffic incident by the first responders of the Galas police station. Now the QC Pleb says they've spoken to the police officers involved to see if there were any lapses committed.
Ang sisilipin lang naman natin dito is action or non-action versus the police manual. Simple lang. So from there, klaro. So nagkulang ba tayo? Sumobra ba tayo? Ginawa ba natin yung nararapat? Dapat ba nag-file tayo ng kaso? Hindi ba dapat tayo nag-file ng kaso? Pang-traffic lang ba talaga tayo? Pwede ba tayo mag-file ng kaso doon? Should arrests have been made from the start? These are questions that we all want answers to.
Kailangan ding pag-usapan, what does this incident mean for the cycling community?
The main reason why I started recording my rides was because of the 2016 incident kung saan binaril yung cyclist at pinatay. Yung road rage incident, yung sa May Manila. Hindi ko kasi alam yung buong story but through the news, nakita ko yung incident through CCTV.
That's Jan Ladyong, a bike commuter since 2008. He runs the Facebook page and YouTube channel Manila Bike Commuter.
Because of the bike lanes, nagkaroon ng unnecessary spotlight sa mga bike commuters na parang bigla ngayon pinag-iinitan na yung mga bike commuters dahil lang may bike lanes. Whereas before, we just mind our own business, we travel by bike.
And he says conditions for bikers have gotten more dangerous in recent months, whether because of the lack of infrastructure or the hostility motorists have towards cyclists. Here's how he responds to Wilfredo Gonzalez's insistence na biktima siya sa nangyari.
Regardless, criminal offense yung ginawa mo, bakit ka manunutok ng baril na hindi naman self-defense? Illegal yan. Kasi yung ginawa mo there, hindi sa proportionate to whatever happened prior to that. Hindi mo pwedeng gawin yun.
But the path to justice for the cyclist Alan and his son Earl is still murky. On September 1, Gonzalez was scheduled to appear at a hearing for his cases at the Land Transportation Office. He didn't show up though, and he was represented by his son instead, who surrendered his father's driver's license. Even now, it's still unclear if Alan plans to file a case against Wilfredo. Here's Earl when we caught up with him after the Senate hearing.
I just want my dad to na magtrabaho lang, na mapayapa, and we're gonna go back to our lives, me as a student.
Yeah, nakapag-usap na po ba kayo ng dad niyo?
Well, ang environment kasi sa house namin, hindi kami nag-uusap talaga directly about the issue because he doesn't want to open up about that. But, ayun nga, pumunta na lang ako dito and then nakita niya ako and hopefully makakapag-usap naman kami later.
We're pausing for a quick break now. When we return, we'll tell you about the son who just wanted to protect his cyclist father.
For my father, I know he's mad at me. Hindi ko alam ang magiging desisyon mo. But as your son, nire-respeto kita sa desisyon na gagawin mo. Actually, he doesn't want me to be here because he fears that baka anong mangyari sa akin or to my brothers and sisters or even our family. But I want to man up.
Again, that's Earl Bandiola, the son of Alan, the cyclist who featured in that viral video.
I want to show courage. I'm still grateful that you showed us that you care for us. And I'm grateful that you are my father. Either you want to forgive him or not, I want to make sure you understand that whenever an opportunity arises or a significant societal shift occurs, it's crucial to take advantage of it. This action will help safeguard the well-being of future generations.
Earl showed up at the Senate's hearing to testify on behalf of his father, And that plan was completely unknown to the family until he appeared on TV.
It's a big conversation between me and my family, and they were actually mad at me kasi pumunta ako nang walang paalam, but nung natapos yung speech ko and they've heard what I said, naging okay naman na, nag-sorry naman na sila sa akin. And I hope na sa darating kong birthday, they're all gonna be okay with me. Yeah.
Magbe-birthday ka this month?
Yeah, September 22.
Oh my God. That actually led to one of the lighter moments of the hearing.
Sana walang samaan ng loob between you and your father because sa akin, napaka-importante yung pamilya, ha? Mr. Alan Banjola, may samaan ba kayo ng loob ng anak mo?
Actually, nag-aalala lang po sa kanya yan. Sa
Nag-aalala
kanya,
ka lang?
as a father po. Kasi hindi ko po alam na nandito yun eh. Akala ko kung nasa school po.
Actually, di
Kasi
po ako
humingi sa akin
nag-cutting
ng
take note lang
Humingi po
Mamaya
sa
pa
akin
yung
ng
pasok
yan,
ko.
papasok ng school. So, hindi ko po alam na nandito yan.
For Earl, the point was to do the right thing. That doing the right thing would protect their family. Not testifying for fear of reprisal would mean, quote, baka mangyari ito ng ilang beses pa ulit, unquote. Yan yung tinext ni Earl sa papa niya bago mag-Senate hearing.
Kasi I fear that my dad wouldn't be able to speak up. Kasi nga, he is really, hindi pa siya nakaka-process ng maayos kasi nga yung pressure from the media, yung psychological effect nung nangyari sa kanya nung sa road rage. And I understand that. Well, for me, I want to take that pressure and represent him because he is my dad.
Mahaba yung text ni Earl sa papa niya. Lahat tama. But in that same text exchange with Earl, his father simply pointed out that the dismissed cop has connections who can do harm when media attention on their case wanes. Earl's father brought home the point that every Filipino knows in their heart. Ang hustisya sa Pilipinas ay para sa may kapit. Sa ating sumusubaybay sa kwentong ito ng road rage, na kwento rin ng impunity at ng power and justice, ano kaya ang pwede nating gawin para maging ligtas ang lipunan natin? Or for cyclists? Or for those who dare to stand up to people in power? For Earl, I asked him this question. The public sees your father as Alan Bandiola the victim, the cyclist, or the one who had a gun brandished at him in this road rage story. But who is Alan Bandiola the person? Listen to Earl again describe his papa.
He really wanted to live a normal life lang talaga. He's a really supportive dad along with my mom. My mom is also supportive. They're all workaholic parents. Super workaholic nila. Actually, Sunday na nga yung pahinga nila eh. My dad is a really great dad. I love him.
And that was today's episode of Teka Teka News. Again, I'm Franco Luna. This episode was edited by Freddy Blanco. Our Teka Teka News executive producer is Jill Caro, and our senior editor is Veronica Uy. If you found this episode useful, share it with a friend. Help Teka Teka News reach more people and help keep the show going. Thanks for listening.